viewers. You're welcome to the Dawn's Consult. In this channel, we try to make chemistry very simplified, and we bring you what can give you distinction in chemistry. As we prepare for the chemistry practicals WAEC 2026, get an A, I've come with some possible questions under the titration. I can assure you that research is still ongoing to getting more possible questions, but I have two for you here, which I would like you to really go through, study, because I know questions will come around this. And of course, if you have been following my channel before now, you know that we give very high chance of predictions. I can tell you 99%. Alright, I will still be going on with the research even till the very day of the exam, so be on the watch out for more videos. But these ones are the ones my spirit have researched out for, and I know that something is coming around it. If you look here now, going through all the preambles in the question, which they are often repeated, but the main questions here has to do with asking you to calculate from the results and the information provided the concentration of B in moles per dm cube, concentration of A in mole per dm cube, and number of hydrogen ions in 1.0 dm cube of solution A. Bearing in mind from above that you were given 4.0 gram of sodium hydroxide per dm cube. On the exam day, they may change this, or they may change, instead of per dm cube, they say per 250 or per 500. Of course, so if it is per 250, you add this gram in 250, then what gram in 1000. That will give you the mass, that will give you the gram per dm cube, which you now use to press further. Okay, I know you understand that, but if you have questions on that, you can just ask me. So because this one is in per 1000 dm cube, we have to go directly to using the formula, which is molar concentration, which is times equals to mass concentration over molar mass. And of course, you must find the molar mass first, because there's extra 1 mark for showing the calculation on how you obtain your molar mass. Please don't forget that. For students, don't forget all these simple things that will fetch you extra mark. All right, so from there you will put in the variables appropriately, and if you do that, you are going to obtain what we have here, which is 0.10. That's if all the values here are properly imputed. But before you start solving this, endeavor to put this first. That's why I put it at notice board. You must write the number of volume, that's the average volume of acid, that's your titer value. I assume that my titer value is 12.4. Why did I use 12.4? I have done some calculations using all the variables given to us from the yellow paper, which of course is not privy to you. Under that calculation, we're expecting something like this. It is not this exactly, but around this. On concordance should be around this, 12.4. All right, and of course you were asked to write down the volume of your pipette used, so you must endeavor to put that. Okay, so that's how we have the that will suffice for the first question, which is the concentration of B in moles per dm cube. So we flip to the other page where we have this. All right, using the normal formula that we often use, CAVA, where C represents the concentration of the acid, and so on and so forth. All right, so and you obtain this. And of course, one thing I used to tell students too is, from this formula, the one you are looking for, ensure you make it subject of the formula, so that you have 1 mark here, 1 mark here. All right, this will fetch you extra mark. Okay, now coming to find the number of hydrogen ions in that solution A, the first thing you are going to do is to dissociate that acid. And of course, you can see it's dibasic in nature, and if it's dibasic in nature and the concentration is 1.101, so you have to multiply by 2. Okay, that's what I did here. Okay, to give you 0.20. Are we together? Then apply the formula as you see here. Okay, as you see here, that's how simple it is. I have 2 possible questions here. This is the first one, so I will quickly go to the second one now, so that we can have good idea. We are just under predictions, and of course I've told you my predictions are very absolute, very absolute. So here comes the second prediction. Alright, in this second prediction, they give you A to be 0.25 mole per dm cube of H2SO4 and B to be a solution containing X gram per dm cube. And under the questions, after all the preambles, you are asked to find the amount of H2SO4 in the average volume of A used. Then you are asked to find the concentration of B in mole per dm cube and the value of X. Alright, now, as I've said, my average volume of my titer value to be 12.4, and of course the volume of pipette used to be 25.00 cm cube. So you go ahead to doing this, and if you are to do this now, bear in mind that this 0.25 mole per dm cube of H2SO4 that you are given, when you hear mole per dm cube, that means it is dissolved in 1000. So this statement is saying that 0.25 mole actually contains 1000 cm cube of H2SO4. And now the question is asking you how much of it will be contained in your titer value, which is 12.40. Of course, whatever you obtain as your titer value, and your teacher may also have its own titer value, and if you are privy to having it, fine. But this is just my predictions, and of course, if you apply that, you are going to have what I have gotten here. Okay, that's on 0.003 10. That's per 12.40 cm cube. Okay, so I think we will have the second and third question. Okay, the second question, using the same CAVA, you just apply appropriately. Okay, then you obtain your concentration of the base in mole per dm cube. Very simple. Then to finding the value of X, the first thing you must do is to know that X is given to you in gram per dm cube, and if X is given to you in gram per dm cube, that is the unit for mass concentration. So invariably, what the questioner is asking you is, what is the mass concentration of the solution B? Simple. So you just apply as you have here, using the formula mass concentration equals to molar conc times molar mass. Apply appropriately and you obtain this. Alright, these are my predictions for now, and I promise you, if anything comes up again as I go further in research, I'll bring it for you, because I want your scores to be nothing less than distinction. And of course, distinction is attainable if you desire it and you partner with the Dunce Consult, you will have it. So stay tuned, study this one as I come up with more. Thank you.